All right. Greetings, peace and blessings, family. This is your brother Yosef, and I'm back with another video. Family. All right, since we have the Mystical Mind Conference coming up, family, and I've talked about the mystical mind versus the magical mind in the past video, I'm going to continue talking about some mystical things here. Some of you guys may have heard about. Some of you guys probably never heard of some of this stuff, but we're going to talk about some mystical things. All right. So, um, I got a lot of good feedback on my last video. You guys really told me you enjoyed it. I didn't know people would like it that much, but people said it really brought a lot of understanding for them to understand more about the mystical path and the magical path. So we're going to continue that. We're going to continue the mystical stuff since we're leading up to the conference. We're going to continue to lead the mystical stuff in so you guys can get more understanding on some mystical things, okay? And in this video, fam, we're going to talk about the silver body, okay? Also called the lunar body, okay? And it has a lot of different names, but for the sake of this video, we're going to call it the silver body so you guys don't get too confused, okay? The silver body, also called the lunar body, but we're going to call it the silver body, family, because that's kind of like the energy it kind of gives off, right? A silvery energy, okay? So we're going to explain what that is and why it's important, and we're going to talk about maintaining it, right? Like, it's important to maintain the silver body, and we're going to talk about that, right? So we're going to go into that, family. And of course, you guys know the Mystic Mind Conference is coming up. So if you guys want to come to the conference, I would love to see you there. I would love to meet a lot of you guys for the first time, take pictures with you guys. We always have a great conference. So come on out, family, to the Mystic Mind Conference. It's going to be me, Brother Dreamwise. Y'all know Brother Dreamwise, cool, loving, good-hearted brother, and his wife, Sister D-Ray. You know, we're going to have a great time, family. Come on out to the conference. And it could be some special guest. You never know. You got to come on out. You got to come on out, family. So come on out to the conference, family. The link will be below the video for the conference. Also, if you guys want to watch more of me, you can also go to my Patreon. The link will be below the video for my Patreon as well, family. All right? Okay? So I had to put that out there. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. But yeah, that's what we got coming up, family. That's what we're doing. Also, I want to remind you guys right now, I'm not doing consultations. I get a lot of people asking me, but I'm not doing consultations right now. I got to stop those for a while. Okay, maybe in the future they'll come back up, but as of right now, if you're not a Patreon member, Patreon VIP is the only way to get a consultation. Okay. Besides that, I'm not doing consultations, family. Yeah, and I think that's everything. Family. All right. So, we're going to get into this, family. We're going to get into this because this is a topic that a lot of people want to know about. And I'm going to give you guys some understanding of this. Now, if you want to know more about this topic, I'm going to be going deeper and actually giving practices of this topic in the Mystic Mind Conference, right? And if you show up physically, there could be, even more better things that you might find, right? So, we want to do that, family, right? We want to get a good understanding of what this is because as we grow spiritually, there's things that we just need to know about, right? And we need to know why they exist. Okay? So, to start out, family, right? When you're dealing with spiritual systems or the mystical side, the mystical path, right? A lot of you guys need to understand that there are so many hidden secrets pertaining to not just magic, but the mystical side, right? You hear about certain things, right? Like, there's a reason, family, why certain books are hard to find, right? And that's because usually it's a word of mouth practice and they don't want people knowing this stuff because, it kind of say, well, they hide the knowledge. Well, it's not so much that they're hiding the knowledge, family, it's that if the wrong person get a hold of this information, they're going to use it and they're going to destroy themselves. So a lot of times, a lot of these organizations and a lot of people who know secret practices, they kind of shield it and they protect people from themselves. Because you will have those people out there, family, that don't really want, to practice or really learn mysticism or magic, right? They just want the power, right? And those are the people who watch me for entertainment, right? They don't really take the time and try to understand and learn what Brother Yosef is saying. and really get down and dirty to the practices, right? And try to learn and change their life. See, when you start to practice spiritual things, you change your life, right? And that's what I want people to do. It's the whole point of me doing this YouTube channel and my Patreon as well. Is to watch, is hear people change their life. And I'm grateful to have gotten some testimonials of people who have gone through some life changes, some incredible things. A brother just showed me a picture that he caught of a fairy, right? From watching my videos and learning certain practices. So it's a lot of stuff that's real, family. And people even ask me, well, why you don't tell us all that? Because I can't. You can't put everything on YouTube. If I start dropping the real stuff, they will shut my channel off. I can promise you that. You know what I'm saying? I can promise you that. So you guys got to pick up, y'all got to pick up on the, you know what I'm saying? You got to pick up on the gems I'm giving you and the words I'm saying and research those things, right? And then in Patreon, I may go a little bit deeper. And then face-to-face, word of mouth, which I plan on doing in the future, you know, we can go real deep. We can go real deep, you know what I'm saying? Because there ain't no internet involved. So I want you guys to understand that before I even get into this, there are many hidden secrets when it comes to the mystic side. And the silver body is one of those secrets. You're not going to find a lot of real books on the silver body. Just like dragon magic, right? When it comes to dragon magic, you ain't going to find no... I know about DJ Conway, right? I got the books. But there's other information dealing with dragons that go a lot deeper than DJ Conway. And that's not a disrespect to DJ Conway. I love DJ Conway books, right? But I'm saying that that's beginning stages stuff. It goes a lot deeper with dragon magic. So sometimes you got to know somebody that knows somebody, or you got to get lucky and find one of the really old books that can show you the information. And you got to understand how also, family, see, everything I'm saying now is important. Some people may put in the comments, oh man, go forward to the point where he started talking. They missing all the gems, right? They missing all the gems. Because sometimes people put magical things in poems. Did y'all know that? Do y'all know you can find real magical science inside poems or children's books? Right? You can look in. So magicians and mystical people, they hide their knowledge in a way that only certain people around them know where to go to look. That's why you can't find a lot of information on dragon magic, because a lot of it's hidden. Right? It's hidden in a certain way. It's out there, but it's hidden. Okay? So, with that being said, family, the silver body is one of the spiritual goals that we want to have, you know, that you can have to actually evolve your soul. Right? Evolve your soul. Right? Now, one important thing about the silver body, I'm going to tell y'all exactly what it is in a second here. One important thing about the silver body is that the silver body or the lunar body has to be maintained constantly. Okay? The silver body or the lunar body has to be maintained constantly. And what do I mean by that? Well, there are principles, right? So they have to be maintained by spiritual principles, certain principles that pertain to obtaining the lunar body. So what I'm saying is, whatever you did to get the lunar body, you have to live a certain lifestyle after you get it. Okay, you have to live a certain way, a certain lifestyle. You can't go back to the old you and maintain a silver body. You'll lose it. Okay, because the silver body is a type of light body. It's not the ultimate light body, but it's a type of light body. And if you don't maintain certain principles, I was just talking about principles in my Patreon not too long ago. If you don't maintain certain principles that it took to get there, you will lose it. Okay? Now, what are principles, right? Principles are beliefs or a behavior for a chain of reasoning. So, when you develop principles, you develop beliefs as well. So, based on your beliefs, you have certain principles or behaviors that you take. So, right? So if you start to work on your silver body, family, you may have to keep a certain attitude. You have to keep a certain vibration, right? You have to also always be in a constant state of love or joy, right? You have to be in those meditative states constantly. Sometimes to obtain some of these mystical feats, we have to leave from the world we know, right? And go somewhere in solitude. Do y'all know a lot of spiritual people practice in the country or in solitude somewhere where nobody can bother them, just so they can obtain what they're trying to obtain? Right? So that's something we have to understand about the silver body. The silver body, family, has to be maintained. Almost like silver, right? If you have a silver necklace or a silver bracelet, if you let it get too much, if you don't clean it after a while, it'll get like oxidized, right? It'll get oxidized, right? Or it'll get a little dark. And that's because it actually picks up a lot of dirt and stuff in the air. So silver has to be maintained, right? And same thing with the silver body, family. It has to be maintained, right? Now, I told you guys for a while that, you shouldn't gaze at the moon. And I'm still saying that on purpose. Like, you should not be moon gazing, family, right? Because just looking at the moon will trigger something psychological to you that's not good. I'm not talking about people who look at the moon and say, "Oh, the moon is beautiful." Moon is beautiful. I'm talking about when you're purposely trying to do or obtain something by moon gazing. Okay? Sun gazing is a little bit different, but still, you don't get much from the sun if you just look at it. It's a whole practice of looking at the sun that you really get the benefit from it. Okay? And it's the same thing with the moon, family. So, yes, I've told you guys in the past, don't look at the moon because you can become a lunatic. You get that lunar energy, become a lunatic, right? That's true, right? But if you look at the moon in the correct way, family, it's a way you can look at the moon. And if you do the practices, I was eating some fruit and I got fruit flies around me. But if you was looking at the moon in the correct way, family, you can actually obtain things, right? You can obtain things from the moon, okay? From the moon, family, and that's very important, all right? So I want to rephrase that because in my lecture I will be talking about looking at the moon in a certain way, okay? That's going to benefit you. But you should just not be staring at the moon for no reason at all because you think you're going to absorb the moonlight by looking at it. Don't work like that, fam. All right? Now, what is the silver body? Okay? The silver body is a type of light body, family, that allows the soul to reflect the lunar light that it's feeding on. Let me say that again. The silver body is a type of light body that allows the soul to reflect, just like the sun, the moon reflects the light of the sun, right? It allows the soul to reflect the lunar light it's been feeding on. It's more than this as well. But you can look at the silver body as your astral body times 100, okay? The silver body is a higher form of your astral body, okay? That's how you can look at it, family. That's how you can look at it. You can look at it as a higher form of your astral body, family. So when you start to absorb the lunar light correctly, right? And this is something I've been working on for the past 2 years, right? I'm working on my solar body as well, right? And I'm working on my lunar body, okay? The lunar body is more connected to the fourth dimension, right? But it's hard. It's easier to keep a solar body down here on Earth than it is to keep a lunar body. Because the solar body, once you absorb the energy into your body is literally designed to take on the solar energy, right? But the lunar energy, it has to be maintained or you can kind of lose that lunar energy over time. So that means that your lunar body, you can lose it. It's not immortal. The solar body is immortal. It could do, also called the light body or the Makaba, right? So the solar body has to be maintained. The lunar body has to be maintained. Okay, so we want to make sure you guys understand that, right? Now, just like silver, okay? Now, what are the benefits of having a silver body? Well, one of the benefits is you get enhanced protection, spiritual protection. So having a silver body is like putting on a knight's armor at a certain level, right? Your aura reflects this lunar plasma, right? Lunar fluid, lunar plasma, right? We're talking more from a scientific perspective, but it reflects this lunar plasma, right, that you are obtaining to the point where you literally develop like some type of silver ore or a silver hue or a silver shield, okay, that negative entities could pick up on, and a lot of negative energies just don't want to be around you. Okay, because of what you're doing to obtain that light as well. Okay, so once again, you get enhanced spiritual protection. Okay, enhanced spiritual protection. Okay, also, family, your healing abilities increase. This has all been documented by of silver body practitioners. Okay, you also obtain advanced healing abilities, just like when you take colloidal silver, family. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a medical professional. This is all for informational purposes only. But when you supposedly take a colloidal silver, it enhances your healing, so you don't really get sick like that. Okay, it kills bacteria in the body, right? Colloidal silver. When you take colloidal silver, right? So when you actually obtain your silver body, you actually can obtain healing abilities if you are living the principles correctly and you're maintaining your silver body. All right. Also, you have an enhanced psychic abilities, right? So your psychic abilities are extremely enhanced, family, to the point where you can pick up on a lot of things psychically. Okay, so that's another thing that happened. Also, master astral projection, right? Astral travel is something we all do when we go to sleep at night. Astral projection is when you can literally project your astral form outside your body. And because your astral body has transformed into a silver body, right? It's way more advanced to the point where, yes, you can actually jump outside of your body, your astral form outside of your body at will. And it's enhanced at that point. So you become pretty much a master astral projector. Okay? If you obtain the silver body, right? Also, one of the most amazing things that really amazed me when I started to read literature and talk to people about the silver body stuff is that the people who obtained silver body, another thing they documented was that they had the power to manifest instantly. So you know how we practice manifestation, we practice to manifest what we want, the law of attraction, stuff like that. Well, when you obtain your silver body, family, you kind of become to a degree a low level god on earth, to the point where what you think about and what you want, you can manifest it quicker at will. So to a degree, become an alchemist. You become an alchemist to a certain extent, family, right? So you can manifest. Your manifesting abilities of what you want and need in your life happens a lot faster when you obtain silver body, right? And another incredible thing, family, is you obtain this divine union with your higher self. So whoever you are really in the spiritual world, we're all somebody in the spiritual world. Doesn't matter who you are, what race you are, what color you are. If you're on earth, you're here to do spiritual work. You know what I'm saying? And you have a higher self, okay? And you get the ability to obtain union, conversation, meet with your higher self, okay? So these are some of the benefits of the silver body. Now, I want people to understand, family, the whole reason you here on earth is not to take care of your family, right? It's not to be the best person at your job. It's not to become a millionaire. The only reason you're here on earth is to evolve spiritually. Remember, all this is an illusion. Now, I'm not saying that you're not supposed to have fun and have a good time while you're here. Absolutely. Right? You could obtain those things. Take care of your family, become a millionaire, but it's not your main goal. The main goal of every person on the planet eventually will be to become spiritual and get off this planet. That should be your main goal. So for me, family, any type of spirituality that I come across or any type of mystical system I come across that I think can help me evolve, I jump on it. I jump on it. Now, some of the practices can be very intense. You know what I'm saying? And I may not be able to get to it immediately or all at once. But I try to find ones that best suit me, and I try to go for it, family. Right? If anything you want on this planet, you should be obtaining some type of light form or macabre, right? Or light body. That should be one of your main goals, to obtain some type of light body or macabre or some type of higher form than your physical form. Now, I gave you guys a really, really low level way to feed your astral form, in the YouTube video, how to grow spiritually, how to make an altar for yourself, your family, and put things up there that can feed your astral body. Okay. Now on my channel as well, I always talked about energy batteries that can also feed your astral body on my Patreon channel. But more than anything, family, you want to obtain some type of higher form so that when you do leave this planet and your physical body withers away, you can go directly to that higher form. And you can skip going through the whole astral plane experience. You can go directly to your higher form because you've been working on that and building that part of yourself while you've been on Earth. Okay? So that all that stuff is very important, family. Very important, all right? So again, family, we want to So again, family, the astral body or the silver body is nothing but a aspect of yourself, family, that allows you to reflect not the lunar light that you're feeding on. Now, the solar light that you obtain, family, it literally feeds your soul. So when you absorb solar energy into your body, your soul literally gets bigger and stronger from that, right? And it becomes a part of your soul, the solar energy, right? It evolves your soul to another level. The lunar light, it evolves your soul as well, but not to the extent of the solar light. The lunar light evolves your soul, but you tend to, the light you get from that is literally the energy that's reflecting from the soul, off of the soul, right? That's the lunar energy you're getting, family. Excuse me, the light that you're getting. And that's why they call it the silver body, because you reflect this silver light. Sometimes it looks white, but it's more of a silver light, family. Or they call it the silver armor, or they call it the lunar armor, or the lunar body. Okay, that's what that is, family. And people who obtain this body as well are very they have their mentality, they're very mentally strong as well because of all the principles that they live, right? Principles are very important, right? If you're going to practice magic or spirituality, get yourself in a system. I can't say this enough. So you can learn spiritual principles. Some people just do spell after spell after spell after spell, and they don't really know what they're doing, right? They're not really growing because all they know is a bunch of spells. That's not how you're supposed to grow, family. You're supposed to find a system, right? You can either get initiated into it or not. But you can find a system, learn from it, grow from it, family, and evolve yourself. That's what it's about, family. Commit yourself to a system of magic or mysticism that you can use to grow your soul so you can evolve. That's what it's about. Okay? I don't care if it's yoga, mudras, mantras, witchcraft, sorcery, wizardry. I don't care. Right? Buddhism, whatever you want to study. Get into something, family. That's why some of y'all are not growing. And I know when I talk to people on consultation, some people want to grow. They want to evolve. And the way you're going to do that, family, is get into a system of magic. For me, it was Wicca. I say that all the time. I got into Wicca. I learned the system. I followed the principles. Right? I did all the holidays and everything. And then after 2.5 years, almost 3 years, I went on to something else. But those principles that I had followed me into the next thing I studied. Because I understood it on a deeper level, because those principles it almost lined up with the next set of principles I was going to. I had more of an understanding of nature, the elements, everything, family. All right? So that's what the silver body is, family. And I purposely made this video short because I didn't want to go into much of what I'm going to be talking about in the lecture. But I'm going to give you guys a basic overall overview of what the silver body is. All right? So remember, family, July 8th, we're doing a lecture down in Houston. Get your tickets. Tickets are going fast. So get your tickets, family. Don't delay. And I'm hoping to see you guys there. All right? This is Brother Yosef. Everything you need, information you need will be below the video. This is Brother Yosef, and I will holler at you guys in the next video. Peace, family.